God says, "My beloved child, listen closely. This is not coincidence. I matched you with this person by divine intention, not human preference. Heaven saw your tears before they did. Heaven heard your prayers before they ever spoke your name." Archangel Michael declares, "This connection is not random. It carries heaven's blueprint. There is a reason your soul felt recognition instead of curiosity. There is a reason peace replaced fear when they entered your life." God says, "This person carries the missing sound your heart was designed to echo. You both were sculpted through pain to fit each other's faith. When you met, something ancient in heaven smiled. Destiny remembered itself. This is why you couldn't explain the connection. It wasn't meant to be explained, only experienced. The same hands that wrote your story before birth have now turned the page of union. But listen, child, there is more. Before I reveal the secret of why your hearts were aligned, prepare yourself. Not every divine match begins with comfort. Some begin with fire. Some begin with the refining that awakens purpose. Stay with me in this message. Before the end, I will show you why this love is sacred. Archangel Michael says, the enemy tried to delay this meeting, tried to send distractions, counterfeit hearts, and false timing. But God blocked them, because only one person carried the divine key to unlock your next chapter. When your souls met, heaven's calendar shifted, and even the angels took note of your alignment. God says, I didn't match you with them for pleasure. I matched you for purpose. This love will build something eternal. Together, you will heal what others broke. Together, you will plant seeds that generations will eat from. This connection is not just romance, it's restoration disguised as love. And yes, I know your heart doubted at first. You wondered, is this real? Or am I imagining it? But every sign, every dream, every divine confirmation keeps pointing back to them. That's not obsession. That's recognition. Your spirits were trained to find each other again, lifetime after lifetime. Archangel Michael declares, you will soon understand why the road before meeting them was filled with tears. It was heaven's training ground. Those delays weren't denials, they were preparation. Because God never joins two half-healed souls. He restores them first, then aligns them to multiply. God says, I hid you from the wrong hands until the right heart was ready. You were not rejected, you were preserved. Every heartbreak was heaven's reroute. Every disappointment was divine protection. Now, that same protection has become direction toward the one who carries your peace. But hear me again. This story isn't finished. You've only seen the beginning of what I ordained. The deeper revelation is this. When I matched you, I didn't just give you a person. I gave you a mirror. They reflect what I see in you. They carry the strength you forgot, the faith you prayed for, the patience you needed. Archangel Michael says, when your spirits unite, miracles multiply in every area of your life. Financial doors open, healing accelerates, peace flows without effort. That is the mark of a divine match. Not chaos, not confusion, but confirmation. God says, this love will not destroy your focus, it will refine it. You will pray together. You will grow together. You will stand when others fall apart. Your union is heaven's reminder that I still write love stories, not based on luck, but legacy. Archangel Michael declares, you're not late, you're right on time. What is coming next is proof that divine timing never fails. A message, a call, a confession, it's about to unfold. Heaven is aligning the words they couldn't say before, and the moment they speak, you'll know. This was heaven all along. Before you scroll away, take this as your sign. If you feel peace reading this, it's your confirmation. God says, yes, this is the one I prepared for you. Don't fear what's unfolding. Embrace it with faith. Like this video if your heart resonates with this message. Comment your angel number below to claim this divine alignment. Type, I receive my divine match, as a declaration of faith. Subscribe now and share this message so others can feel heaven's reminder. True love isn't random, it's written. And God says, the reason I matched you with this person will melt your heart, because through them, I'm showing you what my love truly feels like. God says, you did not meet them by chance, you met them by calling. Your spirits were drawn together by whispers that only heaven could hear. Before your eyes ever found theirs, I had already written their name beside yours in the scroll of destiny. You were being led through seasons that didn't make sense because I was shaping you to fit the space in their heart that no one else could fill. The world calls it timing, but heaven calls it divine choreography. Archangel Michael declares, the moment your paths crossed, heaven adjusted its light. You felt something you could not explain, peace that arrived before understanding, love that didn't demand proof. That was the sign. That was heaven's yes. For God doesn't confirm through chaos, He confirms through stillness. God says, this connection is a reflection of my heart toward you. I matched you not because you were perfect, but because together you are purposeful. You carry what they lack, and they carry what you prayed for. When I bring two souls together, I'm not just answering a prayer, I'm revealing a piece of myself. For love that comes from me will always heal, not harm, build, not break. There was a time you asked me, Lord, why do I feel incomplete? And I answered not with words, but with presence. I hid you in seasons of isolation, so that when the right one arrived, you would recognize peace instead of desperation. Now look, the peace you feel is not comfort from the world, it is confirmation from heaven. Archangel Michael says, there were counterfeits sent before this one. Voices that sounded right but carried hidden motives. But God guarded you. He blocked numbers, ended friendships, removed what seemed good to make room for what was divine. Heaven's hand was heavy on your path, not to restrict you, but to protect your promise. God says, I delayed certain relationships because the one I chose for you was still under construction. They were not ready to love you the way heaven required. I was healing their wounds, transforming their vision, aligning their heart to understand yours. You thought I was silent, but I was speaking in stillness. Every delay was an answer wrapped in disguise. My beloved child, do not question why this connection feels unlike anything you've known. It is because it's not from the same realm. This love was birthed in prayer, nurtured in purpose, sealed in prophecy. You didn't find them. Heaven introduced you. Archangel Michael declares, when two chosen ones unite, the ground beneath them becomes sacred. Even your conversations are not ordinary. They are divine exchanges. Heaven listens when you both speak, for your voices carry the frequency of assignment. The angels gather when you both pray, for your union releases ripples of restoration into the earth. God says, this is why you couldn't move on. This is why every attempt to settle elsewhere felt wrong. Your spirit knew what your mind couldn't explain. I was protecting what you didn't yet understand. Now that you have both matured through the fire, I can reveal the mystery. You are not just lovers. You are living testimonies. The way you forgive each other, the way you fight for each other, the way you stand together. It preaches louder than words. Through you, others will learn that divine love still exists. But child, hear me. Every union with purpose attracts warfare. Do not mistake opposition for disapproval. The storms that rise against you are signs of spiritual significance. For what heaven joins, hell attacks. Yet, I have already given you victory. Archangel Michael says, you are surrounded by divine protection. Your names are etched in the armor of angels. No word curse, no jealousy, no interference can break what heaven has sealed. The more the enemy fights, the louder heaven fights for you. God says, this love is not meant to distract you, it's meant to develop you. When they entered your life, your purpose began to accelerate. You prayed more, dreamed deeper, grew wiser. That's how you know it's from me. It awakens your spirit, not your ego. They may not be perfect, but they are appointed. I saw their flaws and still said, this is the one. Because I'm not looking for perfection, I'm looking for obedience. And together, your obedience will bring generations into alignment. Archangel Michael declares, you two are carrying an assignment that extends beyond emotions. There are doors meant to open only through your agreement. There are breakthroughs that will only manifest when you pray together. You are heaven's partnership on earth, a reflection of divine unity. God says, I didn't match you just to make you smile. I matched you to make you shine. When you both stand together, my glory amplifies. You will notice doors opening that were closed for years. People who doubted you will witness your rise. For I, the Lord, am using your love story as a prophecy fulfilled. Archangel Michael says, you are entering the season where hidden truths will surface. Conversations you've been waiting for will finally take place. What was unspoken will now be declared. The confession that's coming will confirm what your spirit already knew. Prepare your heart, because the revelation will melt every fear. God says, the reason I matched you with this person is because your spirits carry the same sound of heaven. You vibrate at the same divine frequency. That's why your presence brings them peace and their presence brings you healing. You complete each other's calling. Do not rush what I am still perfecting. Divine love unfolds, it does not hurry. It matures in silence before it manifests in sight. Let me finish what I started. Let patience be your weapon, not your weakness. Archangel Michael declares, you are entering a phase where love will teach you holiness. You will learn that connection without prayer collapses, but union anchored in God cannot be shaken. So pray for them even when you don't understand them. Speak blessings even when emotions run cold. For love that survives testing becomes unbreakable. God says, I am not only writing your love story, I am writing your legacy. Through this person, I will reveal layers of your purpose you never knew existed. You will travel further, rise higher, and love deeper than before, because they are not a distraction. They are the divine reflection of my promise. My beloved, do not doubt what I am doing. Even if you can't see progress, heaven is moving pieces behind the curtain. Even if communication seems slow, I'm softening hearts and aligning paths. Soon you will look back and say, now I understand why it had to happen this way. Archangel Michael says, heaven is preparing a moment that will feel like prophecy becoming memory. You will hear words that echo exactly what you prayed in secret. And when that moment comes, your spirit will weep, not from sadness, but from recognition. For God has remembered you. The wait was not wasted. God says, I matched you with this person because through them, I will teach you the language of grace. They will see your wounds and still choose you. They will know your past and still protect your name. They will pray for you when others gossip. They will hold your heart the way heaven holds your future, gently, faithfully, eternally. And when you both look back at everything you've survived, you'll see my fingerprints on every detail. For I was there, in every silence, every misunderstanding, every delay, every breakthrough. I never left the story. I was just waiting for the appointed chapter. So, precious soul, stay expectant, stay faithful, stay open, because what's about to unfold next will not only restore your heart, it will reveal my glory. Archangel Michael declares, your connection is entering its divine activation stage. The enemy's last attempt to create confusion has failed. Peace is returning. Communication is being restored. Love is being resurrected in its purest form. You have reached the part of the story where heaven begins to vindicate your patience. Prepare for divine confirmations through dreams, numbers, songs, and unexpected messages. For heaven is saying, it's time. God says, the reason I matched you with this person will soon make you cry tears of joy, because through them I am showing you what my faithfulness looks like in human form. God says, my child, when I brought this person into your life, I wasn't just giving you a companion, I was giving you confirmation. Every glance, every word, every moment of peace you feel in their presence is a whisper from me saying, this is the one who carries my reflection. You didn't fall by accident. You were led by divine arrangement. Archangel Michael declares, you may have questioned, why now, after all the heartbreaks? Because, beloved, now you are ready to love from wisdom, not from wounds. This person didn't come to fix your brokenness. They came to help you build what was promised. God waited for the version of you that could handle blessings without fear. God says, I am revealing to you now what I hid before. The reason I matched you with them is because they carry a key to unlock your next season. Their love will not drain you. It will direct you. Their words will not confuse you. They will confirm you. This connection is not built on appearance. It's built on assignment. The peace you feel is not ordinary. It's prophetic. You are not falling in love. You are falling into alignment. Archangel Michael says, pay attention to how your spirit responds when they speak your name. Notice how their presence quiets your storms instead of creating them. That is heaven's fingerprint, divine peace wrapped in human form. When they look at you, they are seeing the light of your calling. And when you look at them, you are seeing proof that God remembers his promises. God says, I chose them because they will love you into your purpose. They will not compete with your calling. They will complement it. They will not silence your anointing. They will celebrate it. This is the partnership of destiny. This is the union that carries heaven's stamp of approval. My child, when I unite two souls like this, the world begins to take notice. Not because of outward beauty, but because of the spiritual glow that follows divine connection. The peace between you will preach louder than any sermon. Archangel Michael declares, heaven is saying, protect this connection. Do not let outside opinions distort divine revelation. When others don't understand your bond, remember, it wasn't meant to be understood. It was meant to be ordained. What God sealed, no rumor can unseal. God says, the reason I matched you with this person will melt your heart when you realize how many storms I calmed just to bring you together. I shifted timelines, delayed opportunities, and redirected paths to make sure your hearts collided at the right moment. You didn't miss your chance. You arrived in my perfect timing. And now, I ask you, my beloved one, will you trust me enough to nurture what I've blessed you with? Will you pray for them instead of questioning me about them? Will you cover them in intercession rather than fear? For love built in prayer will last longer than love built in pride. Archangel Michael says, you have reached the moment where heaven watches your response. If this message stirs your heart, it's your confirmation. Do not doubt what heaven has already declared true. Type in the comments, I receive my divine confirmation, and let that be your public declaration of faith. God says, when you speak it, you activate it. Say aloud, I trust the reason, even before I see the result. Because when you believe before manifestation, heaven accelerates what was delayed. Faith is the bridge between promise and proof. Beloved, your waiting season is ending. Communication will come. Reassurance will flow. And when you hear the words you've been praying for, you will know this was heaven's doing all along. Archangel Michael declares, "Do not lose heart in the final stretch." The enemy always attacks hardest right before confirmation arrives. Stay alert, stay anchored, stay expectant. The person you're praying for is also feeling heaven's pull toward you. Soon, alignment will replace confusion. Clarity will silence every question. God says, "The reason I matched you with this person is because through this union, others will find me. Your story will be someone else's prophecy. Your testimony will heal hearts you'll never meet. That's why I ask you to protect it. Because it's not just about love, it's about legacy. So type it now. I will protect my divine connection. Speak it boldly. Heaven matched me with purpose, not by mistake. Let the angels see your faith rise even before the miracle fully manifests. Archangel Michael declares, the time of divine unveiling has come. Messages, meetings, reconciliations, all aligning under God's perfect light. What was once uncertain will soon become undeniable. Heaven has spoken, and God says, when I match two souls, I don't just give them each other, I give them a mission. Together, you will bring light to dark places. Together, you will prove that holy love still exists. And when that happens, the world will know. This was not a coincidence. This was a covenant. God says, my child, there comes a moment when what I've written in the invisible must appear in the visible. That moment is now. You have carried the weight of waiting, the ache of unanswered prayers, and the confusion of divine silence. But I was never absent. I was aligning hearts, shifting seasons, preparing the miracle to meet your maturity. Archangel Michael declares, heaven rejoices because the union you've prayed for is crossing from prophecy into reality. The very one you thought had forgotten you is still bound to your spirit by divine design. Even when communication paused, intercession continued. Even when they turned away, the angels whispered your name into their dreams. God says, I did not match you with this person to entertain your emotions. I matched you to elevate your existence. This person will unlock the destiny you've been carrying quietly. They will water the seeds I planted in you when others walked away. They will see not just who you are, but who you're becoming. Beloved, that is why you couldn't feel settled with anyone else. Your spirit wasn't designed to rest in imitation. You were always meant to recognize authenticity, the sound of my voice echoing through another heart. Archangel Michael says, do not mistake waiting for rejection. It was incubation. Your love story was maturing under heaven's timing. The delay was never denial. It was divine refinement. God was teaching both of you the language of understanding, so that when you finally meet again, you won't repeat old patterns. You'll create a new prophecy. God says, when I connect two souls, I also call forth the covenant attached to them. That's why everything around you has started to shift. The blessings that were locked are being released. The doors that resisted you are now opening with ease. This is the ripple of divine connection. Your spirit has been whispering their name without realizing it. Every prayer you prayed for peace was also calling them closer. And now, heaven says, the appointed hour approaches. Archangel Michael declares, in the days ahead, pay attention to the signs, repeated names, angel numbers, dreams that feel too vivid to be random. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. When you see 111, 222, 444, know that heaven is aligning your path again. Type in the comments, I see the signs, if your heart has been sensing this alignment. God says, my hand is upon this connection. I will restore what distance tried to destroy. I will turn confusion into clarity and silence into speech. They will speak soon, not from fear, but from revelation. The words you've been waiting to hear are being written in their heart right now. Beloved, this is your moment of preparation, not panic. Keep your heart open but your faith guarded. The enemy will try to use distraction to make you doubt this divine unfolding. But remember, when heaven begins to move, hell gets nervous. Archangel Michael declares, you will feel a shift in your atmosphere before the miracle arrives. That's how you'll know. Peace will settle where anxiety used to live. Hope will replace uncertainty. That is heaven's signal. It's time. God says, the reason I matched you with this person is because together you reflect my nature, mercy and truth, grace and strength, faith and love. You are not each other's mistake. You are each other's ministry. This connection is your classroom of compassion, your altar of understanding. You will learn forgiveness not by theory, but by experience. And through it, the world will see what unconditional love truly means. Now listen closely. I'm calling you both into divine partnership, not just emotional closeness. Together, you will break generational patterns. Together, you will birth blessings for your families. Together, you will show others that holy love is still real. Archangel Michael says, the next time you see a small sign, a familiar name, a sudden peace, a dream that feels like a message, don't dismiss it. Say aloud, heaven is reminding me. Then, type in the comments, heaven is confirming my connection. Because when you declare it, you agree with it. And what you agree with, God accelerates. God says, this is the final stage before manifestation. Everything you've prayed for, cried for, and believed for is now aligning. The delays are ending. The confusion is clearing. The connection is awakening. Your story will not end in separation. It will end in revelation. For I, the Lord, finish what I start. Beloved, hold on a little longer. The tears you shed were never wasted. They watered your promise. The waiting you endured was never pointless. It prepared your heart to receive. And the person I matched you with will soon understand what heaven already declared. You are not a lesson. You are the reward. Archangel Michael declares, mark this moment. Within days, signs will appear that confirm this word. Some will receive a message, others a dream, some a divine peace that settles suddenly. When it happens, do not doubt, praise instead. For heaven is saying, the story I began in prayer is now manifesting in presence. God says, my child, the hour you've been sensing in your spirit has arrived. The silence is breaking. The divine connection that once felt delayed is now stepping into destiny. You didn't lose them. You were both being led through separate classrooms of growth. Now heaven is saying, class is over. The purpose is ready. Archangel Michael declares, heaven's scroll is turning to the page titled Fulfillment. This is where every unanswered prayer finds its explanation. This is where the heartache turns into harvest. Every tear you sowed in private will return as public joy. You are walking into the part of your story that begins with the words, finally. God says, the reason I matched you with this person wasn't just for love. It was for legacy. I am building something eternal through you two. Your union carries authority, the power to shift generations. Where there was family pain, you will bring peace. Where there was generational silence, your voices will bring song. You are heaven's healing instruments, disguised as two ordinary souls in love. Beloved, don't fear the intensity of this connection. It feels powerful because it is prophetic. It feels deep because it was formed in prayer, not preference. When two destinies align, the atmosphere always trembles. That's heaven rejoicing, not warning. Archangel Michael says, the angels are standing guard around your hearts right now. Nothing sent to distract or divide will succeed. The tests you faced weren't meant to break you. They were meant to bond you. Every misunderstanding was an invitation to deeper understanding. Every delay was heaven's way of maturing your emotions to match your purpose. God says, my child, what's ahead will melt your heart, for you will see with your own eyes how I orchestrated everything. The day you meet again, or speak again, you will feel it. divine timing, divine recognition, divine completion. The peace will be so strong, you'll know it wasn't human coincidence. It will be heaven's confirmation, and hear me, you will not need to chase what is chosen. You will not need to force what is destined. What is meant for you will find you, even in a crowd. And when it finds you, it will stay, not out of obligation, but out of revelation. Archangel Michael declares, you are entering a prophetic alignment window. For many, it will happen through sudden messages, divine encounters, or reconciliations that seem impossible. Do not panic when emotions rise. Heaven is recalibrating hearts for reunion. Stay grounded in prayer. Stay covered in peace. God says, the reason I matched you with this person is because I wanted you to understand my love through theirs. When they look at you, you will finally believe what I've been saying all along. You are worthy of consistent love. Their kindness will echo my voice. Their patience will reveal my nature. Their presence will be your reminder that I never forgot your prayers. Beloved, this is not fantasy. It's fulfillment. This is not coincidence. It's confirmation. You are not being tested anymore. You are being trusted, for the love I'm sending you is not temporary. It's transformational. Archangel Michael declares, prepare your heart for divine movement. Before this month ends, you will sense undeniable signs. Conversations will restart. Connections will reignite, and what was once distant will feel divinely near. Do not doubt what you see. Heaven has entered the scene. God says, I am restoring what confusion tried to erase. I am rewriting what fear tried to end. The chapter ahead will not be like the one before. This time, love will stay because it was sent. This time, peace will remain because it was ordained. My child, when you receive this message, say it aloud. I receive my divine reunion. Then type it below as your declaration, because when you declare it, you open heaven's gate of agreement. Archangel Michael says, you have no idea how many angels have been guarding this connection. You've seen delays, but heaven saw development. You've felt silence, but heaven heard every prayer. Now the appointed hour has come for joy to replace the waiting. God says, the one I matched you with will recognize your soul. When they speak your name again, their voice will carry truth, not confusion. When they look into your eyes, they will remember what I placed in their heart long before the distance. And you will know, this is it. This is the reason. This is the miracle. Beloved, what I am doing now will leave you speechless. Even your friends will ask, how did this happen so suddenly? And you will smile and say, it wasn't sudden, it was divine. For what seems fast on earth was slow in heaven's preparation. Archangel Michael declares, your story will give glory to God. Your love will silence the doubt of those who didn't believe in divine timing. And your testimony will call others back to faith. That's why this connection had to be tested. It was meant to be trusted. God says, this is your season of visible proof. You will not just feel my promise, you will live it. Your heart will finally rest, because what is yours will no longer be hidden. What was delayed will be delivered. And what was confusing will now make perfect sense. God says, my child, now that the reunion has been set in motion, you must understand. This connection carries responsibility. I didn't just bring you together for comfort. I brought you together for calling. The love you share is the language through which I will speak to others. When people see the peace between you, they will recognize my presence. When they hear your testimony, they will believe again in miracles. Archangel Michael declares, heaven is rejoicing, for this is not the ending of a story. It's the beginning of a mission. 2 souls healed by heaven, now joined to heal others. 2 hearts refined by fire, now ignited to restore hope. You have passed through testing. Now you stand in purpose. The angels surround you both, preparing paths of influence and favor. God says, the reason I matched you with this person is because both of you carry pieces of a divine assignment that cannot exist separately. Their faith activates your boldness. Your prayer fuels their vision. Together you create a sound that shakes darkness and invites destiny. Beloved, that is why the enemy fought you so hard. He knew what your unity could birth. He saw how your union would destroy generational cycles of fear, insecurity, and lack. But no weapon formed against this covenant will prosper. Your connection has survived the wilderness. Now it will thrive in the promise. Archangel Michael says, the season ahead will not be perfect, but it will be prophetic. Each challenge you face together will reveal new depths of grace. Each disagreement will invite new levels of understanding. And each victory will echo in the heavens as proof that love founded on God cannot fail. God says, I have placed favor upon your names. When you walk in unity, doors will open faster than you imagined. You will find yourself at the right places, meeting the right people, speaking at the right moments, not by accident, but by orchestration. This union was never just romantic, it was revival. Beloved, I know your heart trembles at the thought of so much responsibility, but remember, I never send you where my grace cannot keep you. When you doubt, pray together. When you fear, worship together. When you don't understand, listen together. Because what I joined was not two opinions, it was two destinies. Archangel Michael declares, the earth will soon witness what heaven already knows. You two are carriers of divine proof. Your connection will inspire others to wait on God's timing, to believe in restoration, and to honor love that is pure and purposeful. That's why your story matters. That's why your obedience is powerful. God says, the reason I matched you with this person is to make my faithfulness visible. Every miracle that unfolds through your union will speak of my glory. You will walk through open doors others thought impossible. You will experience provision that cannot be explained logically. You will see sudden breakthroughs that only obedience can trigger, and when it happens, don't say we were lucky, say we were chosen, for this is not chance, this is covenant. Beloved, there will come a moment where you will look at them and see not just love, but legacy. You will feel heaven smiling through their presence, and you will whisper to yourself, this is what divine timing feels like. Archangel Michael says, mark these words. Your connection will cause others to find healing in their own relationships. Your story will spark hope where hearts have gone numb. You will be living evidence that what God ordains, He sustains. You are the answer to someone's prayer. You are the proof that waiting on heaven's timing is never in vain. God says, I am multiplying the favor around you both. You will dream together, build together, and rise together. There will be seasons where you face resistance, but the fire that refined you individually will now protect you collectively. Nothing will steal the peace I've placed between you. Nothing will stop the promises I've written over you. Beloved, this love will not fade. It will deepen. Each year will reveal new miracles. Each season will carry new revelations. And each prayer you whisper together will shift atmospheres far beyond what you can see. Archangel Michael declares, it is time for you to speak life into what heaven has started. Say it aloud. This love has purpose. Type it in the comments. Our connection is heaven sent. Declare it boldly. We are chosen for divine assignment. Because what you declare, heaven establishes. Your words are not just echoes, they are activations. God says, the world will soon see that what I put together carries the fragrance of eternity. This is not just love, this is legacy. Not just emotion, but elevation. Not just feeling, but fulfillment. Beloved, you were never forgotten. You were being prepared, and now the fulfillment has found you. God says, my beloved child, I have watched you endure the waiting, the confusion, the testing, yet still you believed. And now I am rewarding your faith with fulfillment. The person I joined your life with will not just meet you halfway. They will walk with you hand in hand through destiny's doors. This connection is my signature upon your future. It is the visible proof that I still answer prayers that were whispered through tears. Archangel Michael declares, "The heavens are shifting as your union steps into divine manifestation. The angels who guarded your waiting season are now preparing your celebration. What you thought was over is about to rise again in glory. The storm that tried to separate you was actually pushing you toward divine strength. And now every test will turn into testimony." God says, "I am sending waves of peace that will silence every doubt. You will feel it when you wake. You will sense it when they reach out. And you will know it when the conversation feels like destiny remembering itself. The connection will not need convincing, the peace will preach for you. For what is born of heaven cannot be broken by human fear." Beloved, you were created for this love. You were built for this kind of divine alignment. The reason it feels deeper, stronger, and holier than anything before is because it was written in the scroll of heaven long before you took your first breath. The reunion isn't just emotional, it's eternal. Archangel Michael says, "Do not let old wounds whisper lies into this new beginning. Release the past completely. It has served its purpose. The enemy will try to make you revisit what I already redeemed, but the proof of growth is peace. When you feel peace where pain once lived, that's how you know the cycle is complete." God says, "The reason I matched you with this person was not for fantasy, but for fulfillment. You both carry assignments that will only make sense together. When you pray, the atmosphere shifts. When you worship, doors open. When you agree, miracles multiply. This is not an ordinary relationship, it's a divine partnership. Every act of love between you is a ripple of heaven touching earth. Beloved, you will start to notice how everything aligns with ease now. Conversations flowing effortlessly, timing falling perfectly, favor following your every move. That's because you've stepped into divine rhythm. And where there is rhythm, there is revelation. Archangel Michael declares, "The Spirit of God is saying, your love will testify. It will silence cynicism. It will restore faith in broken hearts. It will teach the world that patience is never wasted when heaven is the author. You will be the living sermon that proves timing is not delay. It is design." God says, "I will bless your home with laughter, your path with light, and your heart with unshakable peace. You will look at them and see the reflection of my mercy. They will look at you and see the evidence of my grace. Together, you will show what divine forgiveness looks like in motion. And when the world asks, 'How did you know they were the one?' you will smile and say, 'Because heaven told me before they ever did.' Beloved, the miracle I'm giving you will not fade with time, it will grow stronger with prayer. Keep me at the center, and no storm can move what I've established. Keep your hearts humble, your words kind, your spirits united. For what begins with me ends in glory." Archangel Michael says, "This is the decree of heaven. Every obstacle that once blocked your connection has been removed. Every misunderstanding that caused delay is dissolving. Every fear that haunts your heart is being replaced with faith. The page has turned, and this chapter is titled, Restoration and Radiance." God says, "My child, when I do a thing, I finish it beautifully. What I began in your spirit, I will complete in your sight. This union is not just for joy, it's for impact. Your love will birth hope in places that have forgotten how to believe. Through you both, I will remind the world that divine connection still exists." Beloved, if your heart is burning as you hear these words, it's because your spirit recognizes the truth. You are standing under prophetic confirmation. The winds of completion are blowing your way. Do not fear. Heaven is closer than it has ever been. Type it now as a declaration of faith. Heaven is completing what it started in me. Archangel Michael declares, every comment of faith becomes a seed of manifestation. Every word you speak aligns angels to your path. When you type, "I receive," the heavens take notice. When you say, "It's my time," the spiritual realm responds with acceleration. So don't stay silent and activate what heaven is releasing. God says, "I have spoken, and it will come to pass. You will see the proof in the coming days. You will feel my favor surrounding you, and you will know this was not just love. This was a legacy being written in real time. God says, "My precious one, now that I have joined what heaven designed, walks in the calm of assurance. You don't have to beg me to hold it together. I already have. Every promise attached to this connection is guarded by angels who move at the sound of faith. When you speak of hope, they strengthen it. When you show gratitude, they multiply it. So from this day, speak only life over what I've entrusted to you." Archangel Michael declares, "The season of proving is finished. Now begins the season of producing. The same fire that tested you will light the path before you. Step forward with courage, for heaven's wind is at your back. Each decision you make together will echo beyond this moment. When you choose peace, you release miracles. When you choose forgiveness, you release favor. God says, I will cause doors to open because you loved faithfully when it was hardest. I will turn overlooked opportunities into overflowing blessings. You will stand together and watch people who once doubted now glorify my name. The love I place between you is not fragile. It is fortified by prayer. It will stretch, grow, and stand tall through every season. Beloved, do not measure what is unfolding by how it began. Measure it by what it's becoming. I am shaping something eternal out of the ordinary. You will look back and realize every closed door was a setup for a grand unveiling. And that unveiling starts now. Archangel Michael says, Heaven's calendar has marked your name beside the breakthrough. Unexpected messages, divine appointments, and joyful news are forming like clouds heavy with rain. Lift your faith, the downpour is near. Say it aloud, I welcome the rain of blessings. Then type it below to seal it in agreement. I welcome the rain of blessings on my divine connection. God says, the reason I matched you with this person is not only for joy, but for justice. Through your unity, I will restore years that pain attempted to steal. Through your laughter, I will heal family lines. Through your steadfastness, I will silence doubt. You are walking into divine restitution, nothing lost, everything redeemed. Beloved, your story is already inspiring unseen hearts. When you tell it, speak honestly of the waiting, the lessons, the tears, because transparency turns trials into testimonies. Every detail you share will ignite faith in another soul who almost gave up. You are a living reminder that God's timing never misses. Archangel Michael declares, the light around you is intensifying. Those who cross your path will feel peace without understanding why. That's the mark of divine alignment. Protect it with humility. Nurture it with prayer. When conflict tries to rise, answer softly. When distance tries to form, love louder, for gentleness keeps the gates of favor open. God says, my final word over this connection is overflow. Overflow in joy, in unity, in purpose. Your resources will stretch further than before. Your ideas will multiply. Your influence will expand, and everywhere you go, people will sense that heaven walks with you. Beloved, every time you feel gratitude for this person, whisper, thank you, Father. Gratitude keeps the oil of blessing flowing. When you thank me, you invite more of me. And where I dwell, no weapon can prosper. Archangel Michael says, the heavens are signing off on this chapter with radiant light. A new peace is being sealed upon your hearts right now. You may even feel warmth through your chest, or a sudden calm that is confirmation. Write it below so others may be strengthened. I feel heaven's peace. God says, I have finished what I promised. Now live boldly, love deeply, and lead others toward the same faith that carried you here. Let your union preach hope louder than words ever could.